According to Kelvin-Plancks' statement of second law of thermodynamics, it is impossible to construct an engine working on a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to convert heat energy into work. B. It is possible to construct an engine working on a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to convert heat energy into work. C. It is impossible to construct a device which operates in a cyclic process and produces no effect other than the transfer of heat from a cold body to a hot body. D. None of the above. The correct answer is: it is impossible to construct an engine working on a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to convert heat energy into work. According to Gay-Lussac law, the absolute pressure of a given mass of a perfect gas varies as its absolute temperature when the volume remains constant. A. Directly. B. Indirectly. C. D. The correct answer is directly. According to Avogadros' law, the product of the gas constant and the molecular mass of an ideal gas is constant. B. The sum of partial pressure of the mixture of two gases is sum of the two. C. Equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. D. All of the above. The correct answer is equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. A process in which the temperature of the working substance remains constant during its expansion or compression is called A. Isothermal process. B. Hyperbolic process. C. Adiabatic process. D. Polytropic process. The correct answer is isothermal process. Which of the following gas has a minimum molecular mass? A. Oxygen. B. Nitrogen. C. Hydrogen. D. Methane. The correct answer is hydrogen. The total energy of a molecule is shared equally by the various degrees of freedom possessed by it. This law is known as A. Law of equipartition of energy. B. Law of conservation of energy. C. Law of degradation of energy. D. None of these. The correct answer is Law of equipartition of energy. The thermodynamic property of a system is said to be an intensive property whose value for the entire system the sum of their value for the individual parts of the system. A is equal to. B is not equal to. C. D. The correct answer is not equal to. The absolute pressure of a given mass of a perfect gas varies inversely as its volume when the temperature remains constant. This statement is known as Joule's law. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is no. The fuel mostly used in steam boilers is A. Brown coal. B. Peat. C. Coking bituminous coal. D. Non-coking bituminous coal. The correct answer is non-coking bituminous coal. The efficiency of Joule cycle is A. Greater than Carnot cycle. B. Less than Carnot cycle. C. Equal to Carnot cycle. D. None of these. The correct answer is less than Carnot cycle. The hyperbolic process is governed by A. Boyles law. B. Charles' law. C. Gay-Lussac law. D. Avogadros' law. The correct answer is Boyles' law. A closed system is one in which heat and work crosses the boundary of the system but the mass of the working substance does not crosses the boundary of the system. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. The entropy of water at 0 C is assumed to be A. 1. B. 0. C. 1. D. 10. The correct answer is 0. The greater the pressure difference in throttling, the lesser is the irreversibility. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is no. During which of the following process does heat rejection takes place in Carnot cycle? A. Isothermal expansion. B. Isentropic expansion. C. Isothermal compression. D. Isentropic compression. The correct answer is isothermal compression. Which is the incorrect statement about Carnot cycle? A. It is used as the alternate standard of comparison of all heat engines. B. All the heat engines are based on Carnot cycle. C. It provides concept of maximizing work output between the two temperature limits. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all the heat engines are based on Carnot cycle. When two bodies are in thermal equilibrium with a third body, they are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. This statement is called A. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. B. First law of thermodynamics. C. Second law of thermodynamics. D. Kelvin-Plancks law. The correct answer is zeroth law of thermodynamics. The area under the temperature entropy curve Ts curve of any thermodynamic process represents A. Heat absorbed. B. Heat rejected. C. Either A or B. D. None of these. The correct answer is either A or B. The free expansion process is a constant enthalpy process. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. The specific heat at constant volume is A. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree at constant pressure. B. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree at constant volume. C. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree. D. Any one of the above. The correct answer is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree at constant volume. 1 kg of carbon produces kg of carbon dioxide. A. 37. B. 73. C. 11.3. D. 311. The correct answer is 11.3. Ericsson cycle consists of 2 constant pressure and 2 isothermal processes. A. Agree. B. Disagree. C. D. The correct answer is agree. The isothermal and isentropic processes are reversible non-flow processes. A. Agree. B. Disagree. C. D. The correct answer is agree. The blast furnace gas is a byproduct in the production of pig iron in the blast furnace. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. The heat supplied to the gas at constant volume is where m mass of gas cv-specific heat at constant volume cp-specific heat at constant pressure T2 T1 rise in temperature and R gas constant. A. Mr. T2 T1. B. mcv T2 T1. C. mcp T2 T1. D. mcp T2 T1. The correct answer is mcv T2 T1. Liquid fuels have lower efficiency than solid fuels. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. Liquid fuels consist of hydrocarbons. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. The dual combustion cycle consists of 1 constant pressure, 2 constant volume, and 2 isentropic processes. A. Agree. B. Disagree. C. D. The correct answer is agree. The general gas energy equation is where Q12 heat supplied due change in internal energy and W1.2 work done in heat units. A. Q12 due W12. B. Q12 due W12. C. Q12 due W12. D. Q12 due X W12. The correct answer is Q12 due W12. The compression ratio for diesel engines is A 3 to 6, B 5 to 8, C 15 to 20, D 20 to 30. The correct answer is 15 to 20. In an isothermal process, A. there is no change in temperature, B. there is no change in enthalpy, C. there is no change in internal energy, D. all of these. The correct answer is all of these. Which of the following is the correct statement of the second law of thermodynamics? A. It is impossible to construct an engine working on a cyclic process whose sole purpose is to convert heat energy into work. B. It is impossible to transfer heat from a body at a lower temperature to a higher temperature without the aid of an external source. C. There is a definite amount of mechanical energy which can be obtained from a given quantity of heat energy. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The heating and expanding of a gas is called thermodynamic system. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is no. Otto cycle efficiency is higher than diesel cycle efficiency for the same compression ratio and heat input because in Otto cycle, A. combustion is at constant volume, B. expansion and compression are isentropic, C. maximum temperature is higher, D. heat rejection is lower. The correct answer is heat rejection is lower. Liquid fuels have higher calorific value than solid fuels. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. The free expansion process is non-flow process. A. reversible. B. irreversible. C. D. The correct answer is irreversible. A mixture of gas expands from 0.03 m3 to 0.06 m3 at a constant pressure of 1 IMPa and absorbs 84 kg of heat during the process. The change in internal energy of the mixture is A. 30 kg, B. 54 kg, C. 84 kg, D. 114 kg. The correct answer is 54 kg. The gas constant R is equal to the of two specific heats. A. sum, B. difference, C. product, D. ratio. The correct answer is difference. Hydrogen is the substance. A. lightest, B. heaviest, C. D. The correct answer is lightest. Otto cycle is also known as A. constant pressure cycle, B. constant volume cycle, C. constant temperature cycle, D. constant temperature and pressure cycle. The correct answer is constant volume cycle. For a perfect gas according to Boyles' law where P absolute pressure, V volume and T absolute temperature, A. PV constant if T is kept constant, B. VT constant if P is kept constant, C. PT constant if V is kept constant, D. TP constant if V is kept constant. The correct answer is PV constant if T is kept constant. Producer gas is obtained by A. partial combustion of coal, coke, anthracite coal or charcoal in a mixed air steam blast, B. carbonization of bituminous coal, C. passing steam over incandescent coke, D. passing air and a large amount of steam over waste coal at about 650 C. The correct answer is partial combustion of coal, coke, anthracite coal or charcoal in a mixed air steam blast. The efficiency of a dual combustion cycle upon cut-off ratio. A. depends, B. does not depend, C. D. The correct answer is depends. The efficiency of diesel cycle depends upon A. Temperature limits, B. Pressure ratio, C. Compression ratio, D. Cut-off ratio and compression ratio. The correct answer is cut-off ratio and compression ratio. Those substances which have so far not been resolved by any means into other substances of simpler form are called A. Elements, B. Compounds, C. Atoms, D. Molecules. The correct answer is elements. The measurement of a thermodynamic property known as temperature is based on A. Zeroth law of thermodynamics, B. First law of thermodynamics, C. Second law of thermodynamics, D. None of these. The correct answer is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Kelvin-Plancks law deals with A. Conservation of work, B. Conservation of heat, C. Conversion of heat into work, D. Conversion of work into heat. The correct answer is conversion of heat into work.